my lunacy, it all breeds from lies. You tell me you are the drug, got high off buzz, even now it haunts me. I'm floating down as I slowly touch the ground. I'm thinking how you ruined me. I cry for
pretty cool, huh? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second night back-to-back of MNSpiritCast. Now, it's finally happening. As you guys have seen the past couple of days, Emmie has been giving us a lot of issues, and she's been a very bad girl, and she finally agreed to come on the show.
Wow. Talk about throwing somebody under the bus.
Now, everybody, welcome Emmie from PDX Paranormal. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Not horrible. I mean, could be better, but not horrible.
Doing fantastic.
Awesome to hear.
It's your
I'm still
Friday,
hearing you
that's
guys out,
right.
so I'm like getting to it. I'm like tweeting. Why didn't enter? Hold on. Okay, we keep going. I'm sure.
Awesome.
And
And with us tonight, as well as Emmie with us tonight, is an amazing panel. Right over here beside me is my co-host Brandon, also the lead technician of Minnesota Spirit Hunters. Welcome. And then right beside Brandon, we have Miss T, who has been with us since the very beginning. Welcome to the show. And right below me here, big night for you, Miss Rachel. You are my co-host tonight. You excited?
Very excited. Thank you.
Brandon, you just get to sit back and you get to chill and just Rachel's got to do all the hard work tonight.
So not much, I guess.
And right beside Rachel, which we mistakenly mistake her name for Rachel's name, it's Rachel. Hi.
Marcus, you're cutting in and out really bad.
Yeah.
I am. Can you hear me?
Now we can, yeah.
It just freezes and stuff.
That's weird because you guys were the ones cutting in and out for me. Well, to finish up our panel, right beside Rachel is Rochelle, and right below Rochelle is Mike. How's everybody doing tonight? Am I hearing voices or somebody else?
Rachel, is that Violet in the background?
Yeah, a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, really loud.
Well, anyways, guys, we have a wild and amazing and great show for you tonight. Emmie, this is your first time of being on this show with us. Now, we've had it planned for quite a while, but we finally got done here. So it's show for you tonight. I mean, this is your first time of being on this show with us. Now,
It is. Did I freeze now?
I was just hearing double.
Right now.
Hello.
Hello.
That was weird.
Getting interference from
There's
somewhere.
no mad echoes. Hello, everybody in chat. Hello, hello.
Hi.
And yes, this is my first time being on your show, and I feel
Yes.
honored.
Yes, it absolutely is. And tonight we are here to promote PDX Paranormal. So first of all, for all of our viewers who don't know what PDX Paranormal is, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about PDX?
Well, I'm from the Portland, Oregon area. I've been into the paranormal ever since I was young. I grew up in a town, Baker City, Oregon, which has a lot of paranormal and historical stuff that goes on there. And with Sumter, you guys may have seen that one show, Ghost Mine, that was filmed in Sumter, Oregon, which is like 20 miles from my house.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's been a big thing there. But then when I got married, started having kids, I kind of backed away from the paranormal because I wanted to be with my family, raise them and stuff. My daughter, who is the youngest, I have 5 kids. My daughter, who's the youngest, 2 years ago when she graduated, my husband was like, just go ahead, go and be what you want to do. And this year we'll be married 25 years. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And so basically, what I kind of like doing is kind of hearing the story of why people started their teams. Now, what kind of got you interested in the paranormal field? What made you want to open PDX Paranormal?
Why did I want to create PDX Paranormal?
Yes.
Well, I started traveling and hanging out with friends, and I'm like, you know what? Because I had another channel, but it had nothing to do with paranormal. But my husband was like, you should get back into what you love doing. So I did, and that's how I came up with PDX Paranormal. PDX, Portland, Oregon is considered PDX, or even the airport PDX. And I've had a lot of bad experiences at the airports since I started getting back into the paranormal. I've even gone to the wrong airport. So that's the hence
geez.
PDX. Yeah.
What kind of bad experiences are we talking about at the airport?
Oh, going to the wrong airport. Going to the wrong flight, being held back and missed the flight and sat at Tampa airport for 25 hours. Got stuck in Denver, Colorado for 17 hours. There was a flight where another time I got stuck in Orlando, my luggage had went back, and so all my medications came home, beat me home by 3 days. It's just damn near every flight I have an issue with. Yeah, so missing flights.
Wow.
I think the last couple of flights I've been good. I've made them, but that for the past 3 years flying, no.
Jeez. And so, with that in mind, do you have a fear of going to the airport, or is this still something that you're okay with? Or?
No, I used to have a fear of flying, especially when we flew to Las Vegas one year and we hit turbulence so bad. I slid down my seat. I'm trying to stop the plane, but that's not happening. The compartments above were opening up and stuff was falling out. That I didn't fly after that for the longest time, probably a good 15 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can't relate. I've never flown before, so
it's not bad. It's just the taking off and landing. I worry about myself because a lot of my equipment I take with me, I know I got to be there like 3 hours early. They have to go through all of my shit stuff. Sorry, beep.
Oh, you know what? PG-13.
Okay, there we go. But I was even on a live stream, and that was the time I got stuck in Tampa for 26 hours. They went through each and every item in my backpack because some things I'm just not going to send underneath. It's just too expensive. You know what I mean? And they're asking me what this is, what that is. And then because of all this, my other luggage that they always go through, they made me stay 26 hours while they went through a bunch of stuff. So it was horrible. I was like, I mean, so
It sounds like it's now. Well, okay, so you it's just the I imagine it's just the turbulence. So when the plane is taking off, it's the scary part. You know, once you're
yeah,
up
it
in
is.
the air, are you fine?
I don't like the taking off, and I don't like the landing. But when we're up in the air, if there's no turbulence, I'm actually pretty fine with that. I still get
Okay.
really nervous, you know.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
watch
so I-
Manifest. Sit down. Well, I guess we have another guest on the show.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
You always got to be on.
Hi.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, hi. There you
You don't
go.
like planes, don't ever watch Final Destination.
I was gonna say
Oh,
that.
No. Worst movie to watch if you don't like planes, racetracks,
That was another
even
time I got stuck
lawnmowers,
in
man.
Idaho because of my friend decided she wanted to watch Final Destination. And I got stuck in Idaho. That's during a winter or a snowstorm. It's horrible.
Oh, jeez.
The struggle is real.
It's amazing how those Final Destination movies. Stop it! How those Final Destination movies just make everyone like think that it's actually going to happen, because like even driving past a semi with stuff that looks like it's unstable on the semi just makes me freak out. I don't like it. It's scary. I don't like it.
Scared of semis.
Yeah.
You're not the
You
only
live
one.
in a
Gracie
state
doesn't
that-
like log trucks.
My state, we're full of logging trucks. That's what we are. So
Mhm.
they're
Thanks,
always
Car.
on the
Yes,
highway.
everybody. I did shave my hair.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, I look like Brandon now. Okay, so it feels a lot better, especially when you got a lot of wool on your head. You know, it's like no, like I can't do it. I don't like it.
Yeah, like all my long hair.
How do you deal with that?
I don't know. I just do it.
Just deal with it.
It's no different than, I guess, a girl with long hair.
Right.
I can't even handle having my hair down in this heat.
Mhm.
No.
It's crazy. Thank you, Vicky, for sharing out. Tony says we're still lagging.
That yours is lagging. No one else is lagging.
Who's lagging?
Marcus.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have been a little bit here and there.
Like right now.
Weird.
Yep, everybody's saying just Marcus. Operator. Technical. difficulty.
Well, it is Matt's StreamYard, so makes sense.
Right.
Okay, everyone's saying I'm lagging. I think everything's fine on my end. That's weird.
Tony goes, I
Anyway.
get jealous when a guy with beautiful long hair.
What's that?
Tony in chat says, I get jealous seeing a guy with beautiful long hair.
Oh my God. Don't make him blush. Jeez.
So, Emmie, this is your first time on the show. And we haven't heard any stories of yours or anything. So, what's one of your craziest stories in the field that you would like to share?
Oh my God. There's been so many. I can tell you. Okay, so when we bought this house, and we bought it in 2001, and every now and then in the front living room, I would see a shadow going down the foyer, and I'm thinking it's the kids, you know, because it looked like that size. And this was going on. I didn't tell anybody anything because I didn't want anybody to worry. I'm thinking I'm just it's my kids.
Yeah.
So my husband and I were sitting there watching TV, and there was no kids in the house. This is 5 years later. So come to find out, he was seeing the same thing. So 5 years later, we're sitting there watching TV, and I just happened to look, and I turned my head. He goes, "What'd you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "No, really, really. What'd you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "I'll show you what you saw." And he goes over there and he mimics what I saw. I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "You've seen it too?" He goes, "Yes, ever since we moved in." So there was that. Um, our living room lights will dim on and off when I sit in there. This house has just been really crazy. It's been good, but it's been crazy.
Have you ever caught anything on camera when you were like when you were doing a show or anything?
Yes,
Like
huh?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I caught an apparition on my FLIR camera when Patty and I were in Georgia. I want to say.
Okay. Now, let's say you're sitting down doing a podcast or anything. You have your camera rolling. Has anything suspicious ever been caught on that camera?
Yes. Here, that's why I was decided to film in here. Sometimes that light will go on and off. They turn off. I don't know who they is, but they are it. Will turn my lights on and off, and sometimes you can see like orbs that will fly behind my head or right in front of me in this room.
Wow.
Even what's his name? Here goes my brain. It broke. MJC. He was on one of my lives, and an orb. I just kind of caught it. He saw it. Everybody in my chat saw it go by. So, Patty's in the house. I didn't see that.
Oh wow.
Yep, Patty's in.
Yeah, see, everybody's nagging on my end right now. Like everybody.
Yeah, see, even Angela or Angie, Sacramento Paranormal says she saw it. A lot of people did.
Welcome, Patty.
Marcus is like frozen up.
Yeah.
Something's messing with him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think there's something interfering.
Yep. Yeah, and that's crazy that, this is happening. A lot of times, like, if I decide to do a live stream and we're going to talk paranormal, stuff starts happening. Even Patty and I, we were in a private call one day, and we're just talking, and we start talking about paranormal. My garbage can in my kitchen falls down, and nobody else was up. It was, like, early in the morning. My dog started freaking out. So it's just little stuff like that.
I don't get it. I don't get it because I don't get it. Everything is just fine on my end. Like all of you guys are lagging, but I'm just fine.
Shut it, Sony. We don't care about the cows.
Huh?
Maybe it's my internet because it's not even letting me bring up comments.
Oh, really? Yeah, even Carl saying you keep freezing up. Everyone else is fine.
It's like lagging.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on comments, not even letting.
It's really weird.
It's buffering right now. Yeah, something's interfering.
Yeah.
When Emmie
that was a good
heard
question.
Strange noise in the old cemetery, and she ran. It was the count.
Marcus, can you go back one?
Yeah, Marcus, go back one.
Sure.
That's actually a really good question.
Great question, yeah. How would you guys handle a bad spirit, and what do you do to make it go away? For one, basically, when you're dealing with, are we talking negative, or are we just talking like pissed off spirit?
Yeah, because
I think they mean like an aggressive spirit. Yeah.
Evil spirit.
I think the best way to go about it is, first of all, you want to approach it respectfully. You don't want to walk in with a chip on your shoulder like you own this place and You know, because if you do that, if you start revoking everything, it can get a lot worse. You do want to approach with peace, and we've always said you want to treat spirits and ghosts and whatever it might be like they're still alive. You want to treat them like people because technically they are people. They're just dead. You know. So basically, my motto is to treat spirits the way I want to be treated. You know. I don't want somebody to walk in my house and
demand.
I don't want somebody to walk in my house and demand this and that and just walk in with a chip on your shoulder. So I say you approach with peace and whatever. To get rid of them is a whole nother thing. I not exactly sure how to get rid of a evil spirit.
I myself, because you don't know if they're evil or not, honestly. I mean, they could be pissed off, like you know how we have bad days? They could have bad days too. So it's like, you know, you really don't know. Maybe they, you know, they just don't want you coming in their house. When I go into places, I always, you know, announce who I am, who I'm with. I say hello, how are you? You know, just like you would a regular person. I do that. I've had spirits call me a bitch before. But,
Oh wow!
And I was really nice, but then the same voice throughout the night, he changed his attitude. So I think he was just pissed off I came in, but after he realized what was going on, he kind of calmed down. I think that was like on my last video.
And come over to YouTube to watch. Thanks, Patty. Welcome to the show. Sacramento, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Am I still freezing up?
Yes.
Yeah. Randy said that.
Is Patty on YouTube? Did you put it on
Yeah.
YouTube too? Or oh, hold on.
So, Emmie, what is your favorite part of PDX?
Of the name, or just PDX in general, or what I like doing?
Well, your whole team and everything.
I love going out, meet new people. I love investigating places. I don't want to know like the history prior because I don't want to corrupt my brain. So I'm just like one of those spontaneous people. Like, hey, let's go. I don't go into buildings that I don't have permission to do. So I will, if it takes me all day, I will find the person who owns that and be like, hey, can we come in? You know, let us. And we've had great experiences doing that. When we were in Georgia, Patty, Rebecca, and I, same thing. We got to investigate this house that during the day was amazing. It was calm, but at night, totally different atmosphere. So that was one of my favorite places too.
We kind of have a situation like that here in Minnesota. There's an asylum in the town that I live in, and the owner of it lives way down in one of the southern states, and we've tried getting a hold of him, and like we can't get a hold of him.
Oh man. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. And you know, you got to go in there then if it's like that. I'm going to show you guys out here too. Hold on.
I've been through there like 3 times. I've not done an episode there because I know I don't have permission to.
And, you know, that really sucks because, you know, in the past, people have ruined that for a lot of us. But getting the permission is way better. That way, you know. I can't think of the voice. I'm trying to show you out here. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, got a cranky baby.
That's okay. We got a lot of historical places here in Oregon I just haven't gone to. Either the summer's too hot or the winter's way too cold. Well, you guys know the winter. You guys live in Minnesota.
Right.
We're fine.
I honestly don't think it, like, it all depends on the year. Like, sometimes I don't really think the winter is that bad. I don't know. Maybe it's because I sometimes like that weather, you know?
Yeah. I like the colder winter. I really do myself.
Yeah, I honestly prefer winter over summer. because
Me too.
you know, you can bottle up, you can drink hot chocolate, you can put a coat on whatever when it's cold.
Yeah.
But what can you do when it's hot? You know?
Strip.
Stripped out naked. I don't think anybody wants to
Am
see
I still
that.
lagging, by the way?
Sprinkler.
Yeah, still like him.
I got a lot of person today.
I have family in Minnesota, Duluth. Oh, wow. There
So
we
he's
go.
like, I enjoy
have
the heat.
family in Duluth. Nice. Duluth is actually a absolutely gorgeous town. And I believe we do have it in the works for an investigation or two down in Duluth, which is going to be awesome. So enjoy the heat. No promises. So, Emmie, we asked this. Well, I didn't ask this on a lot of our shows, but what's one moment within the field where you just, and it doesn't have to be with PDX or anything, but just in general, what's one moment that you got the absolute crap scared out of you?
I want to say probably the battleship. I was sitting on the floor. Patty was in the sick bay. Austin was with her, and MJ was down at the hall filming me. They were both filming. Patty and I were doing the SS method, and we just got done doing it. And as I'm sitting there, I looked up, and they had the plexiglass windows there, and I saw a face come right to the window and look down at me, and
Really?
that really freaked me out. And I screamed.
bet.
I don't normally get freaked out, but that one did. And then I stand up. I'm like, "Who's in there?" Because I was asking if there's other ways to get in there because it was a bathroom on the ship, and no, there's no other ways. And then come to find out, when Matt was coming to say goodbye to us, I explained to him about that, and he goes, I had the same experience. So that just verified both of us having that because he had told not Marcus, I'm sorry, that's you. He didn't talk to you. He told MJ
He
about
never
the
talked
face
to
he
me.
saw. And so that was probably 3-4 hours difference between us. And I didn't even know that had happened. And MJ's like, oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. So that was verification right there. And that kind of chilled me out.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Emmie, because a lot of people don't take it seriously. I'm talking about the verification.
Right.
It's a very important thing, and verification in the paranormal field is a huge thing. In your opinion, why is it so important that another person verifies what you capture?
One thing, to make it look like you're not crazy. Because a lot of times, if I'm getting touched, I kind of look around and I want to throw it off on something else, like, oh, maybe the table. I bumped against the table, something like that. But with the verification, that way, there's a lot of fakers out there. I'm sorry, people, but there are. And when you have that proof and verification, it just goes to show that there is something out there that's not normal, you know, and we both saw it. I wish we could have got that on film. Unfortunately, that usually happens. Your camera's off and they come out and play. That's why I carry a lot of equipment, because something's always happening. And that was one of those things. My camera was off and that happened. Another time with Patty, we were at that house in Georgia. And I had a GoPro behind her and we were filming in front of her. She was filming. And it looked like she got pushed. Well, she did get pushed. She thought she hit her backpack on the wall. And we're like, no, we went back and looked at that footage. She was like that far away from the wall with her backpack.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I had the front view and the back view. So stuff like that, you know, it's good verification, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas. My family's coming in.
Lots
Hey,
of people
Kay.
here tonight.
Yeah, those are my family, my friends.
Awesome. Thank you for joining.
I feel you on the cameras though, because I am one of the cameramen, and yes, the second that you stop like filming or you move the camera away, that's when exactly, you know, when you get something.
Yep.
It
I've
always
had. Go ahead.
all the activity actually tends to take place after that camera stops throwing. And I agree with Brendan. It happens every time, man.
Yep.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
And then when
There's,
you do
go ahead.
when you do capture something really cool, and you end up debunking it as not paranormal, worst thing
That
ever.
sucks.
Worst thing
That
ever.
sucks. Yeah.
I hate that debunking is a thing in the field, but it is very important.
Important. Yes.
Because if you don't debunk, there are investigators out there who can tell fake or real,
Yep.
and they're going to pick it apart, and they're going to figure out what's real and what's fake.
Yep. See, my husband's he's more on the skeptic side. When I'm here in town, he will go with me. I got a story to tell you about Story Dory too. I've met him, and he's not a paranormal investigator. But when I travel, I'm usually with Patty or other friends. When I met up with, well, hold on, let me go back. Rewind. My husband likes to debunk things. You know, he's really into that. If I'm hearing one thing, he's like, no, that's a bird in the background or something. You know, sometimes how birds can sound like humans. He will do that. Now with Thomas, Story of Dory, when I went to Florida, I met him for the first time. And unfortunately, we weren't filming. Thomas is a skeptic. We had my REM pod going. We were at a friend's house, how we met up. And we had, I can't remember if it was the SP7 or the SP7 or the Necrophonic app, because I use both. And the REM pod started going off. And so we started asking, who's here? Is because he started talking about his family, how his brother has passed, his mom, his dad. And that's when it started going off. After, I don't know, a huge skeptic. Yes, he is. But like I said, we didn't turn on a camera. And as we're sitting there, he asked his brother a question. He goes, what did we do the morning of Christmas or something like that? I can't remember the thing. And what did we take out of the closet? It came across, it was the Necro. It came across, it said, was it Nintendo? Plain as day. Like, it was crazy. And Thomas sat
Really?
back. Yeah, he was like, I think it was
Wow.
Nintendo. I can't remember. It was, and then we were telling the REM pod to light up. Like, if it's his brother, to light up. Still that night sticks in my mind. If it's his brother, light up to purple. And you know how hard it is for it to get to purple. It would light to purple. His father would light it to blue. The mom would go to yellow. Every time we'd ask, Atari, that's it, yeah. So
All right, okay.
how would we even know that? And this was the first time I met him.
Wow.
Yeah. That's all I'll say that.
That's interesting. Now, you kind of brought this up already, but what's your take on investigation tools, phone apps?
Well, the Necro is my go-to if I forget to take my bag. Normally, I take my bag everywhere, but because you have your phone, I like the Necro, but I'd rather have the SP7 or my Alice box, which is kind of like a Ovilus. I got it from the UK. Why is my camera all good and all screwy? That was weird. Sorry. Okay, it's fixed. On my YouTube side, it started doing like the TV flashy thing.
Wow.
And Thomas goes, I told no one that night the story until afterwards. And so the next night, we decided to go to one of the cemeteries there. That's a pretty haunted cemetery. And nothing happened because, you can't make him come out and play. I still posted that, but he was willing to go along. He'd never done that before, and so we took him along. We were there a few hours. He did a live stream of it. I wish something would have happened, and it is one of those places where people have gone and faked it, unfortunately. So,
Right. Pano, do we have any questions for Emmie?
Yeah.
I know they're all so quiet. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah.
I don't want to use up all the questions. I want everybody to have a chance to talk. So, any panel that has questions, feel free.
I'm an open book.
So where are you off to investigate next?
I have a place coming up. I'm going to be going with a friend of mine. Her name's Foxy. I believe it's Kentucky, but she also wants to go to Nevada, to the Wasco, in that area, in the Clown Hotel and stuff like that. She wants to do that for a weekend.
Do you do like buildings, or do you do like people's houses, or?
I haven't really done anybody's houses, like going in because they're having, an issue with something. I haven't done that.
Okay.
I love abandoned buildings and I love cemeteries and graveyards.
Oh, yeah.
But the abandoned buildings, yeah, or old land, because like here in Oregon, there's a lot of Indian reservations.
Mhm.
And so, back during the Oregon Trail, stuff with people were buried along as they were traveling from, East Coast to the West Coast. And so there's a lot of
Yeah.
history. Oh, cool.
Well, just so you're aware, just putting it out there, we are filming the season of cemeteries right now, so we would love to meet you.
I would love to meet you too. That would be
That'd
awesome.
be absolutely amazing. I had okay. Here's one question that I have never ever asked on this show before, and I don't think I've heard anybody ask. Walk us through your pre-investigation setup. What do you do before your investigation?
Ooh. I say a prayer to St. Michael. I do the St. Michael prayer. I put my rosary on. I have my gemstones. I make sure all my batteries are charged. I take extra batteries. The batteries for your phone that you can plug in those. I take like 10 of those because the majority of my equipment hook up to
The
that.
power pack.
Yes, that. I take like 10 of those. And I would say usually about 3 or 4 every time will be dead. As soon as I plug something in, it
Wow.
dies. Yeah.
Brandon, that reminds me of Boyd House in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
All of those batteries we went through,
Your
man.
batteries going out within like 2
Really?
minutes.
Our laser grid pen, we set it up on the stand and we pointed it towards one certain direction. We put those batteries in and they were dead within 2 minutes. And we thought maybe it was just the batteries, so we go and grab another set of batteries, throw it in the pin, sit the pin down, boom, 2 minutes later they're dead. Put another
Wow.
pair in, 2 minutes later they're dead. So it's like it's residual. Everything that was happening was residual. And Rochelle, you witnessed it too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we went through like freaking 8 batteries too.
Oh yeah, just in that one spot.
See, and people don't understand that. So when I travel, I take a lot of stuff because I'm usually 3,000 miles away from home. So it's like, if I go and I'm like, I don't need that, you know what? I'm going to need that. So I make sure I take everything. And Tony's right. You can't go mad or upset to investigate. Exactly. But I will have everything, even, disposable batteries and stuff. And even after I open them from the new pack, some of them are dead too. It's just depending on the place you go. It's crazy.
To elaborate a little bit on Tony's comment here, why is it a good idea to enter these investigations with good intentions? You know what I mean?
Who are you asking? Go ahead.
You,
Oh, me?
Your opinion on that. Yeah.
Okay, my
your
opinion on that. Well, like what you stated at the beginning, you're going in and you're communicating with them as if they were, living like us. If you go into a room and you got a bad attitude, you're going to piss the living off no matter what, If I come on your panel and I got a bad attitude, you guys would be like, God, she's just and you kick me off. So I feel like that when you go into a place, even the cemetery, when I go to a cemetery, I have to have good intentions. I have to feel positive. If if I'm having a bad day or anything like that happens, I won't go out. I can't do that because then you bring that with you and you never know what could happen. So
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had something follow you?
yes. I think the last time we went out investigating the guy that called me a bitch, I think he followed me home. Because weird things really started happening here, stuff that hasn't happened before. So I think he did follow me home, but I told him he had to go back. Uh, this is not a place for him to be. My dogs would start freaking out. My dogs are really sensitive too. Like there'd be something feeding them out of the air, and they're up, and they you can see them chewing it. You know how when dogs chew, they saliva too. My dogs do that. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow. I can kind of I can agree with Tony here. Weather temperature can drain batteries too. Now, if you guys think about it, how cold was that attic? It was super cold.
Really cold, yeah.
But were they?
normally don't they say put your batteries and stuff in a refrigerator to keep them at a good temperature?
Yeah.
I've heard that, but I could be wrong.
This was freezing cold.
Oh,
It was cold up there, but the fact that what was going on was such a residual type energy. I don't know if I can 100% say that it was the temperature up in the attic, And I'm not saying automatically that it's paranormal. I'm not saying they killed the batteries, but I'm kind of tied in between the weather and whether it is paranormal or not, because it was literally almost right on the dot every single time, almost 2 minutes in between each other.
wow.
So I don't know, but it's very interesting to think about. Donna has a question for the group. What made you start investigating and why? Did a loved one pass or experience as a child? What got you curious? So basically, what made you start investigating and why? And we'll just go around. Brandon.
I had a couple of experiences when I was a kid, and then later on when I was a teenager, hanging out with friends, decided to go and do things, and you experience things, and that's when I got hooked.
Mm-hmm. What about you, T?
It runs in the family. It's just down through the generations. So that's basically how I got it.
Okay. How about you, Emmie?
So when I was younger, back in the day when we were able to babysit, like when we were 10 years old, 9 years old, if you guys are that old, I am. I used to babysit this little girl at the house that was actually across the street from the cemetery. And that's where I started getting the experiences and stuff, because when she was taking a bath, she was like, "Can you see him? There's a guy right there." And I wouldn't see him. But then in the living room where they had a drum set, you could hear him tapping on the drums, because he would go from the bathroom and do that, turn on the stove. And so that made me a believer there. And then just the whole history of my hometown.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Mike, how about you?
Oh, just I got interested in doing this just from watching all the ghost hunting shows that have been on TV, and just now I have an opportunity to do it myself.
Yeah, and you and Rachel just got your first opportunity to meet up with the team and be on an episode. How was that for you guys?
I loved it.
Super fun. Yeah, I had a good time.
I think it was phenomenal having you guys there. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rochelle, what made you start investigating and why?
My grandpa thought he should say hello to me after he passed on, and that pretty much started it. Although I ran out of the room or actually walked out of the room and went and made hot chocolate and toast with my grandma. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go. That sounds good. Hot chocolate. That sounds amazing right now. Anyway, Rachel.
Little marshmallows.
Right? How about you, Rachel? What made you start investigating and why? Why did you like not even before you came to us?
Yeah, honestly, I've always been interested in this kind of stuff. My mom kind of raised us that way. And then I was actually diagnosed with epilepsy later in life. Like, it's pretty bad. So the fear of not knowing, I guess I have 4 little kids, and I mean, Mike's seen me stop breathing during a seizure and turn purple. So I guess I kind of like the idea of it being, of knowing, will I, if something were to happen, will I have that opportunity? What happens next? Things like that. It's a lot of people don't know that, but yeah.
Right. I think I started investigating all based off of my curiosity. I was doing a YouTube channel with amateur YouTube challenges, such as like 3 a.m. ghost challenges and stuff.
Right.
But then we opened up a team, and I went to hire somebody. And when I sat down with this person to do the interview, she opened my eyes. Told me what I was doing, and what I was doing was wrong. I wasn't doing it right. I wasn't communicating the right way. And I took all of that and I ran with her advice. And all I could say is, if anybody has advice to give, take the advice. Whether what you do with it, that's beyond you, But I took that advice, I ran with it, and I just wanted to make it more serious. So that's why I started.
Wait, did he lose volume?
It says device is not connected. He lost volume and camera. There.
I want to say something. The other night, I was doing a live stream. I'd slept, so I got my whole sleep schedule screwed up. So I had taken a nap, slept for a long time, got up, and it was like 2 a.m. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just do a live stream. And I wasn't even going to be on there that long. Well, 3 o'clock come around my time. I'm like, ooh, let's do a 3 a.m. and, the witching hour. Let's see what happens. So I have the Alice box, and it'll say words. Well, it started saying like names, John. And you guys got to watch it. It was crazy. So my cat was coming up. I was like, oh, here's my kitty. The box said Kitty. And then said Betty. Well, my cat's name is Beta. The name John came through. And then people in chat were like, I have a dad named John. And then later on, another name came through, Adams. And we were also talking about the soldiers and the Civil War and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it said soldiers, but that was like prior. So it was like, okay, now she's trying to communicate with us, or whoever is trying to communicate with us. So I don't know history very well, but I was thinking, I'm like, isn't John Adams like a president, or was he back in the Civil War and stuff like that? And he was. So we put John Quincy Adams with that. And then the name Peter popped up. And I'm like, okay, for shits and giggles, people. I asked Alexa off, if there was a Peter named Adams. His middle son is named Peter. And so I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. A little bit longer goes by, and then the name Kate came up. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to grab for straws. I'm like, what was John Quincy Adams' wife's name? And it was something Catherine Adams. So what's the nickname for Catherine? It's Kate. So everything that was happening was really crazy. And his favorite pet is a cat.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting night. And Herman the Great is
very interesting.
J-Mac Oregon is my husband. He has a morning show. He's pretty cool. Sometimes I think. I mean, no, he's pretty cool.
Right.
Somebody's mad.
Somebody is cranky. Somebody's cranky.
It's late.
Let me see her.
Yeah, I feel like you guys, we could have done it a different day, because all you guys are like 2 and 3 hours ahead of me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, your baby. Hi, baby. Hi. I'm gonna slap you. Be mad.
Get him, Rana. Get him.
Yeah, it's way past her bedtime.
Aw.
So, which we are gonna take a intermission here, short intermission, like 5 minutes. And when we come back, we will talk a little bit about. Sorry.
Somebody is really unhappy.
Yeah, poor baby. It happens. How old is she?
1.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. My kids range from 20 years old, and then my 4 boys up, and my oldest is 31.
Oh wow. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna take a small intermission. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about your spot on the P3 program, and a little bit about more of what's coming up here in the future for PDX. We'll take a small intermission. We'll see you guys right back here in just a few minutes. Let me go through my videos here. So many videos. Welcome back.
I love that commercial.
Right? It's a really good one.
It's
Not bad.
awesome.
How did we all end up like we are now?
It's magic.
Surprise.
Okay. So we'll go host, co-host. Yes.
So bad.
Darn it, Matt's here. I can't put him on the bottom. Sorry, Mike.
No, that's right.
So, a little bit before the break, we talked a little bit about your team and everything. But one thing we haven't heard yet is anything about the Paranormal Partnership Program, the P3 program. You joined this program right when it started and everything.
Yes.
How's it been going for you?
It's been going pretty good. Being so far away, it kind of makes it harder for me. But when I do travel, that's why I'm usually gone from my home about a month, because I want to try to get every spot I can and make it worthwhile while traveling. I've met amazing people when we went to the ship. I can't say anything about these people, because they were just really open arms to everyone. Amazing, friendly, very friendly. And it's been less drama than what it has been out there right now. There's still a bunch of drama going on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And the family
Always
that I've
bloody.
met has been pretty amazing. I think people should join it.
Oh yeah, open invitation. You can. What's up? Anyway, open invitation to the P3 program. If you would like to join, reach out to myself or Scott Morton, and we will get you an application sent out and get you all set up and get you on the program ASAP, because it's an amazing program.
Mhm.
And if you want to do what we do without the drama and without, you saw that, right?
Yeah, it's just like, shut up. And I can also say too, people are like, "Oh, you got to sign a contract." It's not what you think. You're not
Right.
signing your life over. You're not signing your team's name over. You know what? You're just signing to show like adults would. We would talk behind the scenes if there's an issue. We're not going to go put somebody on blast like others do. Basically, it's just, they're covering their butt, you're covering your butt, and you want to be respectful for it. Be respectful to everybody too. So
Yeah,
and
you
got
hear
your
this,
name out
right?
there. And if you
You
screw up
hear-
at a house, you're screwing up the entire P3 name and stuff. So it's like you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Speaking of being respectful, somebody here is disrespectful. You're rude.
Did you hit him? Do it again.
Ah, no.
Get him, Raina. Get him.
Punch
Y'all
him.
are mean.
Do.
Y'all are mean. Yeah, but if anybody out there wants to join the P3 program, just reach out to us and we'll get you signed up and we'll get you in the program ASAP. So,
And I can honestly say they back you up, people, and if you got a problem, there's always that open communication. You can talk to anyone out there. And I've never had an issue of nobody out, not reaching out to me. Somebody's always reached out to me.
yeah.
Like what had been going on these past few days about, me coming on, me having a migraine, just it wasn't time, I guess. And I can't remember her name, who reached out to me today to reset a schedule. And that in the background, Marcus is talking to me too. So,
Carter.
they reach out and communicate very well.
Yeah. Cara and I were both
yeah.
actually talking to her today, trying to get her rescheduled for the show. So,
Yep.
I mean, here we are tonight, and Cara actually has you down for a brand new episode again. So that'll be two
Nice.
times. So it's gonna be fun. So I don't know. So
Hey, Chris.
honestly, what's next for PDX? What do you got in the works right now?
Well, my husband was saying he wanted to go try to find something this weekend. There's a couple places where I want to get permission to go into Shanghai tunnels. They do tours in there, but we want to do it without the tour. We want to go down and investigate. We've been in there before. It's an amazing place. It's the underground, and back in the day, that's where they would do the Shanghai of the people, the guys, drunks. They would get them drunk, drop them down the floor, ship them out on a ship. It's you hear the whole story. There's that. There's places along the coast I've been wanting to go to.
Okay.
But definitely want to head where you guys are at. I want to come meet you all. That would be fun. I'm just a people person, I guess. I enjoy
That'd be awesome.
meeting everybody.
You know what? We need to set something up. We need to either get out your way or you get out our way somehow.
Oh, we meet halfway. I think it'd probably be easier for me to travel than all of you to travel. It looks like. Oh, he disappeared. There he is.
Just putting baby down. She kills my arm.
Oh no.
Heavy.
Thank you, Chris, for joining us. Thank you, Canadian Witch.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining us. Everybody's been amazing tonight. All right, panel, we're a little quiet here. Why don't we light Emmie up with some questions here?
I have one for. So you said you like to use a lot of pieces of equipment. What's your favorite one and why?
I like the Alice box and probably my recorder, my voice recorder, and the SB7. Those will be the three go-tos. Why? Shit, I just forgot that. They're easy to carry, easy to, take with you and stuff like that. I get a lot of good responses on the Alice box. Sometimes it coincides with what I'm listening to on the SB7. SB7, the only thing is I don't like that. It triggers my migraine. But I get a lot more responses off of that probably than I do anything. I get full-on sentences that, even my husband's like amazed when they would say a complete sentence, like 5-6 words, and you can hear it perfect. And he's like, that's going in reverse. I'm like, yeah. So there's that. And then the recorder, it's just easy to take around. You can stop and, do ask him to come talk to you on that and then play it back. So I like doing that. You like the machine you use that puts the 3 dots on the wall or the green dots? Oh, that's my, oh my gosh, my dog's snoring behind me. My laser light, my green laser light.
Oh my God.
That's another story. When we were at Jasper Jail, I had the green laser light going and we were doing a live stream. I was also recording. Patty was there. And we were in the solitary confinement area in there. And the laser light would go off. And we were like, can you turn that back on, please? It would turn on. And every time we'd ask you to do something, it'd go off. It would flicker. And you can see on my camera, because I have what's called a director's view. So when I'm using my camera, you can see me and what's in front of me at the same time. So what's behind me, what's in front of me. Everybody was behind me. So you could tell nobody was touching that. And it happened on every response. And then it died. And then, we had to redo that. But that was an intelligent thing that was happening.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Interesting.
And I think when you go in with a positive attitude and you're respectful, I personally experience you will probably get more responses because if you're going in friendly and talking, it eases them too. It makes them feel comforting.
Yeah.
So I try to.
I got a question.
Oh.
What do you think about music during an investigation? Like if a spirit asks, for music, or you can tell that some spirits really like music.
I probably wouldn't use music. I feel it can do some contamination in the background because you really don't know. I don't like, but the one thing I do want to get is that little music box where if they pass it, it does the music. I want to get that, but otherwise playing music, I wouldn't do it. That's me. That's my opinion.
Yeah, one investigation of ours, which was the Boyd house. We were down in the basement, and the spirits, like, what was it, Brandon? 70s rock music or something like that?
Well, we started playing Elvis, and a woman's voice came through and screamed Christianity. So we're like, okay, no more Elvis.
Clear as day. Clear as day.
Yeah, I've never tried the music like that. I don't know. Maybe I should. I learn from everybody. That's why I like to meet people, because what I do, I'm teaching somebody else, and I'm also learning from them.
Yeah.
And then
So what we did is we put on like 50s, 60s, like Christian music, and they all seemed okay with that. And the freaking EMF was literally going off to the beat of the music, like somebody was next to it, like dancing. It was crazy.
And Rachel, you had a bunch of responses to music at the Palmer House Hotel.
That was fun. It's something they can relate to. Any generation, the history, everything is some sort of musical past, usually connected some way. So,
and that makes sense. I will probably try it now since you guys have mentioned that, and to see how it goes. You never know.
Exactly.
He froze. With his eyes shut.
I froze?
You were froze. Yeah, your eyes were shut.
Anybody else? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll ask a question.
Sure.
Curious, because you said you have kids, obviously, and as a parent to my oldest is 13 and my youngest is 4. As of course the older ones, I see what we're doing and want to be part or are interested at least. How did you handle the whole when your kids were younger situation?
Not probably. 4 of my kids are an empath like I am.
Okay.
One of them, he could astral project, and I didn't know this for the longest time. And there's just certain things he can do, but he kept it from me because he was afraid of what I would think of him. He's the one that would have experiences in his room. I would hear a thud in the middle of the night, and he'd be all the way across the room. I'm like, "What are you doing over there?" He was like, "Something pulled me out of bed." But I didn't want to think that. I would be like, no. He just fell and rolled. But no, he can actually communicate with them. He can astral project. He'll tell you, the ones that talk in his left ear are jokesters that try to trick him, and the ones in the right ear is usually family or close, loved ones and stuff, friends.
Wow.
And he just turned 21. He'll be 22 in November.
So Rochelle or T, are you guys picking up on anything? Because I know you said that she had activity in her house.
I'm actually just so interested in the stories that she's telling that I guess I've shut myself off.
I wasn't sure if maybe you guys were picking up on anything.
I'm not, because I'm just enjoying her stories.
Yeah, that's not what you're focusing on.
Right, exactly.
I also do like these lights here too. My husband has them out in the front living room, and when we do a live stream or whatever, we get activity, and sometimes you'll see a shadow that will block it out, like you can see that. Mm-hmm. That's happened on my live stream. Like I said, the orbs will come. People will talk about, they would see, oh, you can't see, it's too dark. There's a picture there, but it looks like a window frame. And people would see faces in that window. Is it working? Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. That window. That's a real window, but that's a picture frame with window glass, and my husband put his picture in there. But like I said, people will see a face come up on that, and there's nothing there.
Well, I did see something go across the other, I don't know how many minutes ago, and I was going to say something, and I'm like, well, maybe somebody's in the house with her. And
my husband is in the front living room, which is You gotta go through the kitchen, go around. Nobody's in this back living room with me. It's just me and my plants.
Well,
The
I did
wall.
see something walk by, so behind you. So I just
Yeah,
didn't
nobody
say
can
it.
walk behind me because there's a couch right there.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
well, but they did.
that's a couch.
I'm with Mike. I've been watching both of their screens because T's will get really, really dark behind her, and all of a sudden start lightening up just a little bit.
Well, my
And then
son's TV is over
Emmie,
there.
I swear that I seen something block out one of those green lights.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Something must have passed through or something.
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
weird things start happening. Usually more when if I'm in the front living room. My husband has videoed this, and I don't know if it's on his channel or not. When I'm sitting there doing a live stream, the tracking light will just dim down really slow. I'm like, okay, turn it back on, please, and they'll go right back up. The cool thing about it is those dimming lights. You have to actually take a switch and push down and pull up.
Yep.
And he videoed it going down and turning back on every time I would ask them.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Somebody was in the kitchen. Yeah, the spirits here, I don't think they're malicious or anything. Mischievous, yeah. They will take things, they will hide things. Oh, and the other thing was too, we went camping and I have a couple haunted dolls I took with me. I was like, I'm just going to take them camping. I'm not going to tell my husband. And we're up at Mount Hood. And the TV we have set up in, the living room part of the camper, he was asking me, he's like, are you ready to go to bed? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, I'll turn out the TV. The TV shuts off by itself. It's not a smart TV.
What?
Yeah, I
Wow.
swear on that. That was like, Jay looks at me, he goes, did you just turn it off? I'm like, no. And the remote was over under the TV where it's supposed to be. He goes,
Wow.
okay, let's try this again. So he turned it on and he goes, are you ready to go to bed? The speakers come on and start playing what was on the TV. It was like
Wow.
crazy shit was happening. Excuse my mouth. Crazy stuff was happening. And then he asked it again and it shut off. We get home and he's like, I still can't explain what happened. I'm like, I did take my dolls. He's like, what? Because the dolls freak him out. So he's like, that probably explains a lot. So I'm thinking Andy, which is mischievous boy. I think he was doing that.
Right. Very exciting.
One of these days, I'm going to have to show you my mannequins so you guys can see. I believe that one of them is really old, and I think she has an old spirit in her. I don't want to say she's haunted, but
Right.
but people freak out because I have two of them, and one of them is a stand-up one, and she's the old one, and then
wow.
I have one that sits down, and my mom actually acquired them, and she named the old one Victoria, and my mom had a gift too. So I don't know if the mannequin told her that was her name or what, but
Right.
one of these days I'll have to show you my mannequins. They're pretty cool.
I love to see them. Patty has her doll, which is Beth. She's like a 3-foot doll. That doll, she has the sweetest spirit I have ever felt. Like, people kind of get freaked out over her because she's like 3 feet, but she's really nice. She was sleeping in the same room with me. I don't have a problem with her. And Paranormal Search, which is G, thank you so much for coming in and supporting me and the whole show. I appreciate that. He's another person I want to meet up with. He goes to some really interesting places, so he's pretty good at that.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah, and Brandon, I think it's my son's TV. I really do. Because his TV is like 70 inches big, wide, whatever. So
Yeah, it's more likely his TV.
yeah. So just that in and out. I'm pretty sure it's his. And plus he has the ceiling fan
I thought,
going.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's his TV.
Thank you,
Just-
G, for subscribing. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks forever. Thank you to everybody who's watching right now. While we all got your attention, who wants to see the trailer for the new episode of ours?
Yeah.
All right.
This
So
girl
go
right
ahead.
here, and everybody else in this way. There we go.
All right, here we go.
Recording.
Okay, so last time we were here with T and the old team members, we were at this tombstone right here, and this guy named John came through, and I don't want anybody nothing at the graves, touching the graves, anything. So,
Well, that one's also got a cross on it as well,
Yeah,
just like the other one.
he's really not a nice person. He followed us throughout the Okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Good job, guys.
That was from the storm. Yep. The glue let go. The wind was strong enough that it literally
Hip. Yay! Get some super glue.
way away from all the other graves. There is one grave right over here, all by itself. Now this is a 19-year-old boy. And the reason that he is over here, we have no clue. The last time that we were here, he didn't like responding. So I want to see if he will come and talk to us today. So place to put somebody. I wonder why they put him back here. Which includes Brandon, Marcus, and
Wow.
That was a
And-
fun cemetery.
You know, it breaks my
Well,
heart
the
when I
first time
see
it was.
a headstone knocked down. That my husband's tried so many times to try to pick the headstones up when we see them. But you guys, that was awesome. I love
Well,
that.
That's pretty much that's become me and Marcus's job pretty much almost every episode this season.
Get this. Every single episode that we've went to, there's been a flipped over gravestone. Almost every episode. Like the last one didn't have a flipped over one. Roselawn, they didn't have a flipped over one. But
Wow.
yeah, that's mine and Brandon's job on the investigation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we got some here that, you know, you can tell it's due to vandalism, which is really sad on that. And my husband does try his best to try. Some of them are big like that. It literally has to take 2 or 3 people, and he's not a tiny guy, but he can't get it up. And it just, to see that down, it breaks my heart. And, you know, I
Me
feel
and
like more
Marcus-
activity like that.
Me and Marcus ran into one so far that we were not able to get back up.
Oh,
Which one was that?
Oh gosh, I don't remember which cemetery it was, but there was one really big, square, heavy one. And we both were like trying to move it, and like we couldn't even get it to
Oh.
floods.
Gee, I don't remember which one that was.
It was like a foot across by like a foot thick, and yeah, it was freaking like
Yeah.
it was heavy.
Oh, yeah. It was big. It was very big. So,
hey, Kay. Another friend of mine, Kay's in chat.
hi.
Welcome, Kay.
Thank you for joining. Now, we do have one more special video we want to play on behalf of one of our audience members. She wants to support one of her friends in a video that he made, and he is in the paranormal field as well, I believe. But before we even play this video, I want to say that Minnesota Spirit Hunters does not own the rights to any of the music played in this show. But on behalf of Donna's friend, we're going to play a special video, and I hope you guys like rock music because this is a good song. So, but Minnesota Spirit Hunters does not own any rights to this music. It is a cover of this song, so
Okay.
enjoy.
Let me tell you, I'm vicious, not passive aggressive. I got my finger on my pulse, staring straight into a hole, and I'ma get it. And I'm a savage, it's automatic. I got a way of making noise, the power to destroy with no static.
Cause victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10, just count to 10.
I'm gonna make it rain, yeah, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty, cut the cord. Cut the cord. You gotta feel courage, embrace possession. If it was easy, it'll shatter everything that ever mattered, but it's not because it's your own obsession. Be a fighter, backbone desire. Complicated and it stings, but we both know what it means, and it's time to get real and inspired.
Cause victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10, just count to 10, just count
I'm
to 10.
gonna make it rain, yeah, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty, cut the cord. Cut it. Cut it.
Cause victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10, just count to 10.
I'm gonna make it rain, yeah, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist. Can I get a witness? Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty, cut the cord. Don't be a casualty, cut the cord. Cut the cord.
That was awesome.
I saw you jam
That was cool.
there, Emmy.
That was good music. I actually really liked it.
Well, on behalf of Donna asked because this video was homemade by one of her friends. He put it all together, did all the lyrics, like recorded everything, and asked if we could support him on our show tonight. And I'm like, absolutely, we're always down for supporting anybody. So
That's awesome.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
And speaking of support, that's what P3 program is there for, to support everyone too. I forgot to say that earlier, and you just triggered my brain.
Well, it's just the fact whether we're going to get flagged for playing it or not.
Right. On YouTube
I
or
have
on
no idea.
Facebook?
Probably Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Facebook's been kind of rough and harsh on everyone.
Yeah, we're on ParaPost Network, Minnesota Spirit Hunters Facebook, and we're on YouTube right now. So
Okay.
we're on Facebook and YouTube. So I might get flagged, but you know what? It's absolutely worth it because we were
Yeah,
able to. So
it was nice. I liked it.
it was good. I saw you jamming back there.
It was. I was rocking to it.
All right. Before we wrap everything up tonight, Emmie, do you have any questions for our team?
Yes, I do. Let me figure out how to word that. For any one of you, if one of you feels like it's not a safe place to go into, just you get that gut feeling. Do you guys follow that gut feeling, or you guys still do it?
I think it all depends on the person, honestly. I always like to go with gut feeling.
Okay.
Never steers you in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to say follow your gut feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Usually, if you've got a gut instinct, usually it's not going to steer you wrong.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us are guilty of actually screwed the gut feeling going in, and then come to find out something has happened or stuff's not working. But I've had that happen. So now on, I usually go with the gut feeling. If I pull up to a place and I feel it, I ain't going in.
Right, exactly. You listen to your gut. I mean, it's
Yep.
gonna tell you. It's gonna tell you. It's gonna steer you in the right direction. So, why not listen?
Well, one of the episodes, or one of the places my husband and I went to, and we were both recording, the spirits actually on the SB7 in the Alice box was warning us. And I was walking around not paying attention to it. And hey, Patty. So come to find out, the cemetery, it was in the 1800s. I've never been there before. I was like, how the hell did I not see this? So we went there. It was during daylight, too. It was like 7 at night. Nobody was around. It's fenced in, one way in, one way out. And so we go in there. My husband's off investigating where he wants to go. I'm doing what I'm doing so we don't contaminate each other.
Mhm.
And this guy comes in. He takes his bike. He parks it upside, or flips it over. And I'm catching him out of my camera. Like I said, I can see what's going on behind me. And I see that going on. Well, the guy didn't see my husband there because my husband was up on the other side of the hill. So we're thinking, after we got home, it was the craziest thing. So our K2s were going off like it was a battery thing. I've said on different headstones, I'm like, okay, these are new batteries. Maybe they need to be changed because it was just spiking like crazy, like something I've never seen before. And so as we're there in at certain areas that, asking questions, my husband's keeping an eye on this guy, and this guy is like creeping around like trees and looking between the V's of the trees. And the spirit box would come through, get out, he's there, or something like that. Just crazy things. I was not listening to the spirit box as I should have. And then as we were leaving, we decided to leave. I don't even know what that guy was doing there, the purpose he was there for. It was a crazy thing. My husband was thinking because he may have saw me alone by myself, a female in a cemetery carrying a backpack, he thinks something bad could have happened if he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Very potential, yes.
That's why you don't ever go and investigate by yourself anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of our number one rules: we don't want anybody going off on their own. Even if you're going outside for a 5-minute smoke break, take somebody with you.
Yeah, even during daytime, stuff
what
happens.
What? Right.
Well, yeah, because if you're going in,
go ahead.
If you're going into a new place that you've never been to before, I mean, you don't know what's there. You could walk into something that you're totally not even expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, but I was like, spirits will definitely warn you. They have, even with me and her filming,
Mm-hmm.
we've got warned.
Wow. Yeah, like what we did at a couple of investigations is have kind of split everybody up into either equal amount of people in certain groups, or we also carry walkie-talkies with as well. That way we can radio into each other. If
Yep.
anything was to happen, then we could send somebody over to that other team to help out. So
do your I got a question. Do your walkie-talkies interfere with your guys' equipment? Because I've noticed
Nope.
some do.
I don't think so. We used walkie-talkies the whole 21 hours at the Boyd House, and never once messed up or anything. We've done really well.
I've tested
so
them
like
on
you're-
our lurker box. I've tested them on. The only thing that'll mess with it is the EMF. If you put it by the back of the walkie-talkie where the battery is, it'll give it a
Right.
little bit of a reading. That's about it.
Okay. So what kind do you guys have? Because I know there are ones out there where you just push the button and you can set off everything. It's just crazy. Yeah.
We use where are they? Kenmore, I think, or something like that. Kenwood.
Okay.
Something like that. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right. Does any of our panel have any final questions for Emmie tonight?
I'm in the hot chair.
I'm
Ask
ready
away.
for bed.
Yeah, you guys
Right.
are so late. I feel horrible. It's like only 9:18 here, and
I have to go to. I have
No,
to start work at 4:30 in the morning.
oh my god.
Yeah, you better get to bed, man.
Yeah, that's quick.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. We do have Emmie scheduled to come back later this season, so we will get a little more time to talk to you.
That'll be awesome.
And hopefully, it's at an earlier time next time. So,
I
I think
Yeah,
it is.
thanks, Marcus.
yeah. I think it's like
You're welcome.
4:30 my time or
No,
something.
no,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
crash my truck tomorrow when I'm driving.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Might as well not say that. I mean,
No.
Don't do that. No, see, Patty's in here. Patty, I didn't mean to cut you off. Patty witnessed my dog's going off and my garbage can was knocked over. We got one of the big garbage cans. She heard that.
oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. I totally feel your pain, Mike. I'm running on zero sleep right now. I
Well, you
feel
guys,
it.
we didn't have to do it. Go to bed.
Yeah,
Let's
I
end the
agree.
show.
That's right.
I mean, come on. I'll be
You're
back.
selfish.
You can't
You're
get rid of me
selfish.
that
Wide
easy.
awake over there. I said you're just wide awake over there.
Me?
Yeah,
No,
Oh, you
not
look-
really.
you look like that. There's T over there looking wide awake.
Everyone's so talkative tonight. It's late for you guys. I feel you guys. I do.
And the only one who don't have to work tomorrow is Brandon.
Me. Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, Emmie. But thank you for being so flexible with us in the past couple of days. It's really appreciated, and I'm glad that we
Thanks so much for
finally got
having
you. Absolutely, I'm glad we finally got to get you on here.
yeah,
And we
definitely.
do have you scheduled for another one, so that's going to be fun too.
I appreciate that. Thank
Absolutely.
you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Y'all
thank
have a
you.
good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being on the panel tonight. And Mike, go to sleep, man. Can't crash that truck.
Yeah.
No.
He's gone.
Yeah, I know. I have my volume turned down.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right. Well, you guys, right. You guys have been a great panel as always, but it is time to go. So I will catch you guys later. And thanks for being on the show tonight.
Good night.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
see ya.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.
What do we got here? All right, guys. Catch MNSpiritCast next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. We have Bad to the Bone Paranormal. We have Christina and Angelina, and they will be introducing their newest team member, Justin, I think his name was. But we'll catch all that right here on MNSpiritCast on Tuesday. And Well, until then, hope you guys have a good night. Happy hunting.
Viewer discretion is advised.